Y'all, I know y'all are familiar with the drama that follows Gypsy Rose Blanchard, and a lot of creators who have been covering her lately have been arguing, like massively arguing, going back and forth with false information. You're spreading false information and calling out other creators for being crazy, basically, when it comes to covering Gypsy and spreading rumors. But I want to talk about it. If y'all watch channels such as Straight Outta Context, Conspiracy, Ivory Rose Knows, like all types of shit, okay? There's so many creators out there who have been covering Gypsy Rose Blanchard. Hell, I've even dipped my toes in the water recently when it comes to trying to cover her. And let me tell y'all something. Watching these channels go back and forth arguing about content they're putting out there is quite literally like sitting in church and watching old ladies gossip. I'm not calling any of these women old ladies, I'm just saying that's what it feels like. Out of all of the content creators that I see covering Gypsy Rose Blanchard's content, I like personally Flawless Nina and Conspiracy. I feel like their channels always post to the most spiciness whenever it comes down to covering Gypsy Rose Blanchard, and I appreciate that they get their facts right and also correct themselves when they don't. With that being said, though, I feel like personally it's a little bit tacky for creators all in the same space, especially niche, to be attacking each other over basically nothing other than personal opinions and personal standpoints. Now, Flawless Nina had posted a video a while ago. I covered it in one of the last Gypsy videos that I ended up uploading, talking about she had insider information basically from a family member that Gypsy and Ken actually broke up. After she posted that video, there were so many other channels and TikTokers talking about how this is false information. Nina's spreading false information, allegedly, saying that they were happy at the baby shower, and even Gypsy, just knowing the person that she is, would not have been able to put on a brave face if they were truly broken up. So, because of that, a lot of people were saying that Nina was lying and making fun of her and laughing about the statements that she made in her video over on TikTok Lives, and that really irked me. Now, over the course of the last few weeks, the stuff that's come forward about Gypsy basically, a lot of people were saying she faked a paternity test. A lot of people were saying that she actually did break up with Ken Urker, but we don't know if it's true or not. And people are waiting on that show, the second season of Life After Lockup, to release just to get the tea straight. But I feel like Gypsy, being a master manipulator, even admitting to being a good liar, might not always be truthful and just say what she wants to say to push her narrative. But also, she has a contract she signed with Lifetime for the show, and we all know how reality TV works. They really, at times, especially like with shows such as the Kardashians, they don't show everything, they just show the more spicy moments to keep momentum and retention rate with viewers watching it. So maybe even when the show drops, we're not going to see the whole truth and nothing but the truth, because it might be edited in a certain way to further push a narrative or keep people talking about the situation. Anyway, Nina has been called out recently, and I just wanted to speak about that because I feel like as another content creator, whether we get our facts straight all the time or not, we have the damn right to come on here and talk about our opinion, and nobody should be attacked for their personal opinion. If you don't like it, click on to the next page. Before we actually get into the video, I just want to say that there was a clip over on Conspiracy's channel, and people were basically talking about Nina in a live, saying it's disgusting that she was that excited for Gypsy and Ken to break up, knowing that there is a baby on the way, that she's going to be giving birth in 2 months, and the fact that Nina was so happy that they were breaking up and basically going to have this kid without a father was gross. But at the same time, all these other channels who were saying that have also said in the past that Ken should leave Gypsy, so I just feel like that's interesting. But Nina recently made a video talking about how Gypsy is basically trying to pin channels against each other in the commentary genre, all the channels who cover Gypsy. She's trying to get these channels to kind of go after each other and attack each other to keep their minds off the bigger picture of what's actually going on. Now, Gypsy Rose Blanchard also accused Nina of sexualizing her child when Nina didn't. Gypsy was the one who made the original post, and Nina just had her own thoughts and opinions about it, just like I do. So we're going to be diving into all of this today. It's spicy, the tea is piping hot, buckle up, let's get right into it.
So I want to address something. I've noticed that a lot of people have been saying, oh, well, Gypsy Rose Blanchard is basically turning creators against each other so that no one's focused on her. Look, she may take delight in the chaos, yes. But Gypsy cannot do anything that collectively as a unit that we don't allow. Now, I will say this, and I'm going to be very firm on this. There are a few of you on here that have been messing with me for months, and I have not said much. I've left it alone. I've ignored it. I've ignored it. I've ignored it with proof and everything else, and I've ignored it. Some of y'all have still been able to get your bag because I have not actually outed you, okay? And it's simply because it's not that serious sometimes. But when you push me to a limit, when I say don't play with it, don't play with it, don't play with it, don't play with it, I mean that. And I'm tired of people thinking that it's okay for certain creators for you to mess with them, and anytime they react to you, you get upset. I'm patient, but I'm not Jesus, baby. And I'll let you ride, but you're not going to ride over me, okay? And again, blaming Gypsy on it after you have done something, and even your followers to blame Gypsy, I think is trifling because, again, it takes a lack of accountability. It does. If you know that you've been throwing jabs at me, you think that I haven't caught it, which is why you continue. But it's not that I haven't caught it, because it's not worth the argument to me. But I also don't owe you anything if I block you. And every single person that's on this app talking about me, I blocked them before they started talking about me. So what does that tell you? Listen, and I don't give second chances. When you act up and I see that and you show me who you are, I'm going to block you. I don't block you because I'm scared you're going to expose me. Expose me for what? I block you because I'm not going to argue with you. I don't do that. And I don't take things outside to like argue, or I don't do any of that. If I have to address something, I'm going to address it legally. I'm not playing with people. I don't do that. I'm a grown woman. And I know some of y'all are grown women, but you still carry on. But I don't. And I just think it is obscene for you to blame Gypsy Rose for your behavior. I don't like Gypsy Rose, but she does bad things all on her own. She doesn't need us to add more bad things because she's great at it. She's phenomenal at doing terrible things. I mean, look at what she's doing with Ryan right now. Look at what she's doing with Nicholas right now. Look at how she's trying to stop the Nicholas Godejohn rally. Like, she's doing enough to where she doesn't need us to make her look worse. She's done it already.
If y'all have followed my channel in the past, y'all have probably seen that I've actually had arguments with creators in my niche before, and we all had a fallout, and it does not matter because, like Nina said, we're all grown women, and we cannot blame the people that we cover for our own stupidity and bullshit, okay? So, pretty much what happened with me in the past, just really quickly, I've had another creator who said I was AI, I used a voice changer. They actually said Conspiratee's channel was mine. I had a second channel that nobody knew about, and it was just so happened to be this woman who covers Gypsy Rose Blanchard, which of course is not true by any means, but I thought that was hilarious, and that was the first time that I ever was introduced to Conspiratee's channel, so shouts out to that creator for showing me her page. And basically, what this stemmed from is me calling her out on her shitty behavior that she had on the internet. And she decided to try to come after me and spread all these false rumors and bullshit about me. It was what it was. It was whatever. But at the end of the day, y'all, you cannot blame the person that you're covering for your shitty moves, okay? And personally, I feel like on the internet, especially with what's going on with Nina right now, like I said, it just gives me the vibes of grown women at church gossiping, because that's all that they're doing. And I've seen people try to call themselves the press. They say that they're reporters on the situation, but at the end of the day, we're just content creators who just so happen to give our thoughts and opinions about shit that's circulating the internet, okay? I feel like what happens is people get a little bit of a following, and then that power goes straight to their head, and they feel like they can attack other creators or feel like they can call them out on a bullshit. But that's one thing, but there's a certain way to go about it. And getting on a TikTok live with a bunch of other creators to simply laugh and talk shit about the situation is not how you handle it. One thing I will not tolerate or condone over here on this channel is trying to manipulate or gaslight or even trying to paint a negative light or connotation on another content creator just simply because you don't agree with the things that they're saying. Like I said, if you don't agree with what they're saying, bring it up briefly if you would like, but move on. And just quickly before we dive into the second part of Nina's video talking about this, I just want to briefly say, since everybody is in the same niche, I just find it very interesting that everybody calls out Gypsy for her shitty behavior, but nobody really is talking about or addressing, and I've seen a few channels talk about and address it, but very briefly, about Gypsy Rose Blanchard following a TikTok account that is pretty much very disgusting and racist towards Flawless Nina. So before everybody wants to continue painting Flawless Nina in a terrible light, just simply because her thoughts and opinions about the situation, y'all, let's keep that in mind, okay? But moving forward, we are going to be getting into the tea with Gypsy Rose Blanchard versus Flawless Nina. Over those photos she had posted, she used AI generation to basically generate photos of what her child's going to look like at a certain age, okay? And it's not okay. I don't like family channels. I don't like when people put their kids on the internet because there's a lot of creeps out there. And I have talked about this so often on my channel. I don't think that kids should be posted on the internet. I don't care what it is, okay? I just feel like until that child can consent to being online and having a digital footprint, no ma'am, it's not the thing to do, okay, Missy? But anyway, we're going to take a look at the second part that Nina had uploaded talking about this, but then we're going to be diving into all that drama of Gypsy trying to get Nina banned for Gypsy's original post, okay? But let's get into Nina's video.
All right, y'all, this is the last time I'm addressing this situation or these people. The next time you will be seeing me in court, and I mean that, okay? So I'm going to show you guys what's going on. So this lady sends me a message, and she said, did you post about the Harris family drama happening here in Australia? Another creator just sent me a message saying you're putting out wrong information, comparing her to Gypsy, but then is helping Kate Marie do a story on the Harris family as it has brought up many emotions with the Fruit Loop Kate. WTF. Okay. So I said, girl, I said one thing, which I had said in the comments, because I was so emotionally wrapped up in this situation that I accidentally said that it was feces being in the feeding tube, but it was actually a medication. I can't even remember the medication at the top of my head right now. And I corrected myself in the comments, in multiple comments. And I said, I wrote it in the comments. I said, you cannot compare it to, because a lot of people had messaged me asking me to compare it to Gypsy and Dee Dee. And I said, obviously in the video, I said that you can't compare it to Gypsy and Dee Dee because it's not the same. But being that Gypsy is a grifter and she wants to be a family influencer, it wouldn't surprise me, which several people asked me to look into. However, let me clarify, nobody will check me on what I put on my page. The entitlement people are displaying is wild. I'm able to state my opinion on my page, period. She said, straight out of context, Barbara, and why she's now helping Kate, I blocked them both, leave me out of the circus. How are you saying to leave you out of the circus and you messaged me? You inserted yourself into the circus quite like a tampon. So I said they are both people I have blocked a long time ago, so they are still obsessed with me. She said Barbara hassled me for my medical story, as to why I'd have 35 surgeries. Then I never heard from her. Then she contacted me asking me for info about the Harris family as they lived nearby. Then tells me she's been forwarding it to Kate. What the F? Don't waste my time. White list. I'm fighting for pain. Out the hospital on my own. I'm sorry, there's the button for this is right over here. One thing I cannot stand is people trying to manipulate me. You message me questioning me about what I post. Then when I say, look, I corrected the error, and the difference was like feces and Valium, or it's another medication that they were putting in there. But like I said, I was so frazzled with the whole situation. And yes, that is my fault for saying the wrong thing that was in the feeding tube. And now you message me. I'm letting you know, which I don't really even have to justify. And then you throw me the middle finger? And you came in my inbox? It's the entitlement for me. It is truly the entitlement for me. Straight out of context. Stop playing with me. Stop playing with me. You, So Sorry Charlie, or whatever her name is, and Kate Marie, don't bark up the wrong tree.
I don't know if y'all are familiar with Flawless Nina or not, but she does daily uploads, a few uploads a day, trying to keep up with the Gypsy Rose drama saga and situation. I used to do daily uploads, and I try my best to do daily uploads, but I have been so busy recently with Thanksgiving and the holidays coming up that I have not been able to be chronically online as much as I typically am. But as somebody who used to post daily uploads, I sometimes would not always get the facts straight. But accountability is key, and as long as you can take accountability for the things that you said wrong or the facts that you got wrong, it shouldn't be nothing past that point. I feel like it would be harmful if Nina continued to spread false information, but she corrected herself and was like, yeah, hey, got the medication wrong, blah, blah, blah. And it should have been that. But she has been attacked recently for things that she said on the internet, which I just feel like, again, as a content creator, you as a viewer are not obligated to watch anything anybody uploads. It's not required. You're simply volunteering to watch something and then volunteering to get upset about it. So if you don't like what people are saying or don't agree with the content creator, simply click away and that's it. But I feel like if you're constantly harassing, attacking, and provoking somebody because they said one thing wrong, don't get mad whenever that person decides to respond. I feel like when it comes to certain, I don't even want to call Gypsy an influencer, but when it comes to people such as Gypshit who are just incredibly problematic, opinions are going to be everywhere, especially when you have so many different people who cover what she does and talk about the things that she has been doing, especially the docuseries with the reality TV show, the multiple books that she's put out, the audio book that she's put out, everything that she's done, all the interviews, and then now comparing it to what she has been doing and has been putting out there past the docuseries. I feel like there's so many people who's going to have so many different opinions, and if you don't agree with something somebody is saying, find a channel that you do agree with. I just feel like as a content creator, it is tacky to attack other content creators simply because you don't agree with what they're putting out there. You are not obligated to watch it or cover it as a content creator, and as a viewer, you're not obligated to continue to watch. And I am not in beef or cahoots with anybody who covers Gypsy Rose Blanchard content. I'm simply just somebody who's giving my thoughts and opinions from what I've been seeing unfolding on the internet over the past few days. I am not press, I am not a damn reporter, I am just somebody with a damn channel who I want to give my thoughts and opinions on, hence it's a commentary channel. But with that being said, moving forward, I do have some thoughts and opinions and comments I want to make about this post that Gypsy Rose Blanchard has uploaded. Now, to get into that, I'm going to be using Flawless Nina's clip talking about the situation because she had a lot to say about it, and I agree with a lot of the things that she was saying.
Y'all ready for this tea? Because it's about to be really, really hot. Gypsy Rose Blanchard posted, I wonder if I look back on this post years from now, how accurate it will be. We will just see how smart AI is. I want you to look at this little girl. very carefully. In fact, we're going to do a close-up. I want you guys to look very close. Y'all, this is inappropriate. The fact that she would post this is wildly insane. And I feel like this only furthers what she said. She would offer up her child. Actually, I feel like this, if you really were unsure if she meant that, because why would she put tatas on a little girl or even post a little girl with tatas? This is inappropriate.
Y'all can say I'm reaching because I know a majority of people who flock to this channel every now and then like to say that I am reaching in my content, and that's totally fine. Everybody's entitled to their own opinion. But I see this from both sides of the fence. I feel like, one, it's inappropriate to upload a photo like this just simply because of the fact that there's a lot of creeps on the internet, and as a parent, you need to take that into accountability. Even if you're not a parent and you're just posting your nieces and nephews or whoever the case may be, your friend's kid, whatever the hell it may be, on the internet, you have to take into consideration there's a lot of creeps out there, and they can screenshot this. They can do wildly inappropriate things with whatever photo you put out there, okay? And that is something that you need to take into high consideration as a parent when it comes down to uploading your kids' photos on the internet. But Nina, more so, I am not going to sit here and say I know what she was trying to say, but she's just saying how wildly inappropriate it is for Gypsy to have posted this in the first place, because most kids don't have a chest on them. And knowing how creeps work on the internet, this is a photo that I'm sure a creep would love to see. And it freaks me out thinking that Gypsy Rose Blanchard has not even had this kid yet, and she's already posting photos such as this on the internet. I do find that wildly inappropriate. But Flawless Nina called this out, and Gypsy Rose Blanchard made a series of posts talking about how Nina is the one being inappropriate with her child Aurora. Let's get into it. Conspiracy posted this over on her YouTube community tab, and she said Gypsy Rose Blanchard and Flawless Nina, see attached screenshots. She continued and said Nina posted a video showing a Facebook post Gypsy made to her private Facebook account showing an AI image of what she and Ken's daughter could potentially look like. Nina expressed concerns about the age of the girl and how developed she looked for that age, saying she believes this is inappropriate. Gypsy then posted to her TikTok story that she had reported Nina's video, saying that Nina had a perverted mind and to not talk about her child that way. Nina's video was eventually restored as TikTok found no violations. Gypsy then left these comments on a video Bree made saying Nina may have a certain type of thoughts about children. Which, off the record, and this is not what Conspiracy said, this is just my thoughts and opinions, the fact that Gypsy is throwing around that type of comment that loosely, y'all. It continues and says now Bree is saying that Nina edited this AI image to make the girl look more developed, even though Nina got the picture directly from Gypsy's Facebook page, and you can clearly see that in her video where she's using the screenshots. Gypsy then went on to say she is absolutely sick to take a picture that AI generated because I wanted to see if she would look like me or Ken and twist it to be perverse. Nina may have certain types of thoughts about children. Now, this was from Nina's video, and it clearly shows that she was reacting to the real images that Gypsy Rose had posted straight to her own alleged private Facebook account. Y'all may have your own thoughts and opinions about whether it was appropriate to make a video talking about the situation, but it's not appropriate to post the photos, period, because, again, we all know that it's the internet, the World Wide Web, hello www.facebook.com. Anybody has access with internet. They all have access to look at these photos and, like I said, do whatever with the photos. It's inappropriate to post it in the first place, and Gypsy is trying to twist it to make herself look like the victim in the situation. Now, Gypsy here had shared a screenshot where she reported Nina's video to TikTok, and it did say that it violated their community guidelines, so the video was removed. But keep in mind, Nina had ended up disputing this community guideline violation, and the video was reinstated, and TikTok did come back and say, yeah, there is nothing wrong with the video, so you can post it back online because, again, it does not violate community guidelines or the terms of service. And on this screenshot Gypsy had taken where she did report Nina's video to the TikTok community service, she posted, "Disgusting. Perverted minds need to be banned off of the internet. Any content that she makes about my child, Team Gypsy will report. talk about my child in a perverse way again, and I will personally write to TikTok and report you. One, it is actually against terms of service on most platforms. I don't know if that's the way it is with TikTok specifically, but I know on YouTube, you cannot call for a mass ban. If you tell people to mass report somebody, that actually violates the terms of service and community guidelines. I don't know if y'all remember Illuminations, but she actually took somebody's comment, ran with it, saying that Think Before You Sleep made a harmful video about her, and she ended up telling people to go mass report his channel simply because she thought he was bullying her, when in fact that wasn't the case, and she caught backlash for it. Her saying, any content that she makes about my child, Team Gypsy will report. So she's basically saying, hey Nina, any content you post about my kid, I'm going to have people come after you to mass report you. Allegedly. Now, this is all these screenshots are provided over on Conspira T's channel. Feel free to go check her out, because then you can actually read her own community post and look at these screenshots without my talking over it. But under that one where she said Nina may have certain type of thoughts about children, she ended up posting and saying, it was my private Facebook that someone screenshotted and then sent it to her. It's not public, but for the family. Which could confirm what Nina was saying when she said she had an inside source, family member. I'm pretty sure she said it was a family member who confirmed with her that Gypsy and Ken were broken up, and that started the whole arguments over on TikTok lives that Nina was spreading false information, and Nina was saying just wait because it was on film, and when the second season of the show drops, it'll probably be on there. But Nina did make a second video update to this one here and said because she had her thoughts and opinions about the content that Gypsy was uploading in regards to her child, Gypsy is actually coming after her, trying to get her banned. Let's take a look.
You're saying I'm disgusting for posting what you posted? That was inappropriate? You are acting like this is very far-fetched, like you have never done anything inappropriate. Let's spin a block really quick. We don't even have to talk about you offering Nick Aurora. We don't even have to do that. Let's spin a block on something else. Do you remember when you posted your nephew and you said for all the ladies to go hit him up, and he had to private his page after that? 14 years old, and you said all the ladies hit up. You don't think that that was inappropriate? Similar to what you're doing right now, right? So the post that you made that post. I didn't. Okay? You posted this. Okay? This little girl is definitely under the age of 10. Although it's AI, you still posted it. Why would you post a child that was overdeveloped at an early age? Why? Why would you do that? Regardless whether AI made it or not, why would you post it of a child that you're going to have? You don't think that's inappropriate? And if you don't, it shows that CPS really does need to be involved. And you trying to defend posting this is really absurd. This is not okay to post of a minor and say that this is your child when they're older. Nobody posts a picture in hopes that their child will overdevelop. Make it make sense. And you want to blame me for what you've done. Considering you said what you said to Nick via text that can't even be posted on this post because it'll be taken down, because it's that inappropriate of what you said to Nick about the baby girl that he thought he was having by you. That can't even be spoken on because it's so inappropriate. Then you offer up your 14-year-old nephew on your page for grown women to hit up. Did you forget about that? Because let's speak on it. If you want to show everything, show it. But show the things that you've done, why people question your actions. This is inappropriate. And no matter what you want to say to me, Gypsy, this is very inappropriate. You can gaslight all day long. AI could have made it, but you posted it and said you wonder how close AI will be. And also considering you're always speaking about tatas and your tatas and how high they are. Yeah, this falls in line, Buki.
Like I said earlier, if Gypsy Rose was not problematic, I couldn't even get through that sentence. But y'all, if Gypsy Rose didn't do questionable shit, Gypshit did not do questionable shit, people would not be clocking her on every little thing that she does, and rightfully so, because once you have a pattern of behavior, it's a pattern. If you do something once or twice, maybe coincidence, but this is a pattern of behavior that Gypsy Rose Blanchard has displayed to the internet over a period of time. It is a pattern with Gypsy. So, of course, people are going to question her intentions with uploading this photo. Whether it was AI generated or not, they're still in question of how appropriate was it to make this post. Especially knowing Gypsy knows that there's commentary channels who are clocking her and watching her every damn move, talking about the things that she is doing. She had to have circulated, should I post this in my head, whether it was for her private account or not. Private or not, she's still giving out certain bits of information, and somebody is clearly leaking on her Facebook these screenshots to commentary channels. So Gypsy knew that this was going to be talked about and brought up at some point in time, especially with the pattern of behavior of the other photos and comments that she's made, especially about her daughter and her nephew. It's all wildly inappropriate, and if you don't want people to bring it up and talk about it, maybe you shouldn't be a public figure and make all these posts public. Again, if you wanted to see what your child would look like a few years down the line as a 7 to 14-year-old, that should be something between you and your husband and something to put in your family album book or even your baby book for your child. This isn't something that should be publicly posted online. Especially with all the eerie comments that Gypsy has made in the past, how Nina said about her tatas, who knows if she did this on purpose to get people talking about it. Gypsy even said in the past, and I will bring this up in every damn video I make about her, that she is a master manipulator and a great liar. So I personally think that everything Gypsy has done and is continuing to do is a cry and a yelp for attention. But then, God forbid, people give Gypsy the attention that she wants and continues to talk about her, knowing Gypsy thrives with people talking about her and speculating. She gets upset. If you cannot be a public figure, don't be a public figure. And as Gypsy stated, she has taken herself off the internet. She doesn't want to be so public about her private life anymore, while she also has people out there putting out her private business and fighting her battles. If you want to be off the internet, be off the internet, but you can't give people your personal shit to go post on the internet just to continue to fight for you and spread your narrative. But y'all, Flawless Nina has been under heat lately with all these people, and like I said, it reminds me of, I'm not calling any of these people old ladies, but it reminds me when you go to church, there's that one corner of old women who like to sit there and gossip and talk about their days and what's going on behind the scenes and the tea and their lives and give their thoughts and opinions about shit that doesn't need their thoughts and opinions. And I feel like that's what's happening right now with Flawless Nina when it comes down to everybody talking about her on TikTok. It's a mess. It's crazy. It's bizarre. But let me know your thoughts and opinions about anything we discussed in today's video in the comment section down below. I know I have not been uploading as frequent as I used to, but I am so sorry about that. With the holidays approaching, as I said at the beginning of this video, I have been very, very busy. But again, let me know your thoughts and opinions about anything we discussed in today's video, about any of the Missy Ma'ams we discussed, and I cannot wait to read them, and I will catch y'all in the next damn video.